So hey, it's Johnny the Coach here. Checking in because it is Labor Day week. We celebrated Labor Day in the United States this week, and that's the holiday that Americans celebrate the working people of both our country and the world. I mean, it's all working people. So, kind of playing on the theme of my last video, I'm dressed for success, wearing my flannel shirt, which is more in line with what my dad used to wear in his blue-collar work that he did. So yeah, got my my flannel shirt on and ready to go. So what I wanted to talk about is it's one of the things that I learned from the working people of America. One of the things that they used to say was, measure twice, cut once. That was mostly about patterns and things that people would make. So they would say to measure twice. And the purpose of that is to be sure that the measurement was right. Because there were occasions where that first time you measured something, maybe your finger just was in the wrong place, or you had the wrong notch on the ruler or the yardstick, and you ended up cutting, and you wound up cutting too much. So in order to conserve the materials they were working with and to make sure everything fit appropriately, the term again was measure twice, cut once. So once you've measured twice and you're sure about where you want to be cutting, that's when you take out the knife or whatever, the saw, whatever it is that you're using, and you cut on those lines. That way you're sure of what you're doing. And what made me laugh too was that I had like a perfect example of this theory as I was as I was recording for this topic earlier. I did record this earlier, and for a couple of reasons. There was one reason why I'm not using that, but I'll explain that in a minute. But what brought this topic up was in my first video. When I sat down to edit it, I recognized that one side of my face was more lit up than the other. The one was a little dark, and I thought, this is strange. And I don't know what made me do this, but I got up and I took a look, and I realized that only one of my two lights was lit. So I didn't measure twice and cut once. I measured once, left one of the lights off for some reason, and I did the recording. And when I got to editing, I realized the error that I made. Well, I felt good about the recording, so I went ahead and posted it as it was. But it gave me, like I said, food for thought for another video, and that's this one. Now, when I initially recorded on this topic, I thought that it was all set, and it was like, all right, this will be good. I'll use this in the next video. Well, when I sat down to edit the day before I wanted to post, I realized that the video cut off. The sound cut off. So I'm using these wireless mics, and either the power went out on one of the two modules that I was using, or something else happened. But I had some discussion for a while, and then the volume went out. So I couldn't use that. And I wound up using a different video the second time. This is really my third. So I'm moving along, right? Anyway, so that was another example of measure twice, cut once, because I thought that I was all set, and I didn't sit down and check to be sure that the video was usable before I got to the day where I needed to edit it. I really should have checked that out promptly the same day and recognized that it hadn't recorded appropriately, and redone it back then. Well, I kind of like the fact that, you know, you have to really respect God, because I love the fact that this video is being done on Labor Day week. It's perfect. I mean, how much better could it have been? I wasn't doing it for Labor Day. But like I said, this is a concept that comes really from the trades, from people who use their hands for their living. And so here we are with this topic, Labor Day week. And I really love the poetic nature of that symmetry. So more topics. I've had topics come up left and right that I would love to talk about, and I'm going to because I recorded them, or I wrote them down, or something. I made sure to put them down somewhere so that I have these ideas available, and I'll come back to them. But symmetry is certainly one of them, and God's timing is another. It's just amazing because I've been really living in that so much as of late that it's something I definitely will want to talk about in another video. But this one's all about making sure, taking the time to be sure that when you do something, you're truly prepared, you're truly doing it in a way that will lead to success, that isn't going to require doubling your effort because you didn't check this or you didn't do that. And I'm not sure how much these old adages are really discussed nowadays. I don't know how much they're passed on. So as I move on ahead, if I remember others, because honestly, they don't just come to mind. They come to mind when a situation calls for it, like this. So as they come to mind, I'm going to jot them down so that I share them as well. I'm not sure how much they're shared otherwise, but I really want people to, especially younger people, to know this concept of measuring twice and cutting once. So here I am doing a little addendum at the end here, because basically what I was trying to show is how this concept of measure twice, cut once works. So today I am looking at light number 1, it's on, check. Light number 2, it's on, check. So the lights are on and I was ready to go. However, I had thought I was done recording, so I had taken the wireless mic off of the camera. Didn't really check that. So I took a look, and as I went to take the camera off of the tripod, I realized that there was no wireless mic on it. So here I am recording a second time. Another example of measure twice, cut once. In this case, I measured twice with the lights, but I didn't measure twice with the rest of the components. So I had to cut twice, make 2 copies of the same video. This one will never stop being something that I need to work on, so that's part of the reason, I guess, why I'm doing the video about it. So for you, when you do something, make sure everything's in place before you get it going. That's basically what it comes down to. It's not a matter of twice, it could be thrice or 4 times, however many times it takes to be sure that everything's in place before you go to your final cut, whatever your final cut might be. So, again, hope everyone had a great Labor Day weekend in the U.S. I hope Labor is having a great week after the celebration. And I will see you again next time. Johnny the Coach signing off.